My father was tall. He had dark, wavy hair, black hair, and it pretty much stayed that way. He had, I think, more black when he died than gray. He was really a salesman. That's what he did best. Before my parents were married, he was selling for Shakespeare Company, who made fishing rods, reels for fly fishing, casting, and then when the Depression came along, well, he lost his job with them. But then 2 or 3 years later, he started his own business, tying flies. My dad had a catalog that I really don't know how he distributed it. My picture was on the front of the catalog. I don't know how he sold. It must have been through the mail. I don't know other than that. When he first started tying flies, he rented the upstairs over the local doctor's office. And he would get a lot of they called them feathers, and I guess they were, from Japan. And a lot of they called it gut, and I don't know what it comes from, but that also came from out of the country somewhere. They made leaders, and even though he was missing those fingers on one hand, he would demonstrate how to tie these flies enough so that they got the idea, and then they would take the materials home and tie them at home and bring them back, and he'd pay them for each fly that they tied. It was called piecework. He got paid by the piece. And no, he was definitely a salesman. And because my dad loved to fish, Sunday afternoons, he'd say, well, let's go for a ride. Well, that was fine till he found a trout stream. And then we'd stop and he'd fish, and my mother and I would sit in the car.
You don't think there was any ulterior motive when
Not a bit, not a bit.
to go for Sunday drive? We'll go to Tippy Dam.
Yeah, so I'll get out and fish.